Hello guys, I'm going to be talking about all the things I experienced as a tarot reader as well as a small business owner and mother as well. So let's get to it. So as you guys know, I do YouTube, but I also do personal readings, and also you guys know that I am a single mother. So it's funny when people, first of all, they want to they want to like date me because I do reading, because some people have a fetish for tarot readers. You may believe it's not a thing. I didn't know it was a thing until it happens that people be like, yeah, I never dated a witch, I never dated a tarot reader, I want like. And I'm like, the funny thing is, like, I've been open since day one that I am in a relationship, right? That I'm happy in that relationship and that I'm not looking for nothing. And people be like, oh, leave him and go with me. Like, that's one of the things that I find the funniest. And I also feel flattered, but I'm like, no, like, no, thank you. Like, nah. But that's one of the things that happens. Another thing is, like, I get people who, flirt with me, especially on Instagram, and when they don't get the reaction they wanted to get from me, they go like, you are a liar, you're a scammer. And I'm like, oh, boldy. Always the dudes, like old dudes, this dude had no hair, I don't know if it was a meme or whatever, but he was like, oh, you're ugly, oh, you're a liar, like, boo, you were on my DMs that I still most likely have, because I delete nothing, and because you didn't get the reaction you wanted, now I'm ugly. Like, boo, we all know that that's what hurt dudes do. But either way, that's another thing that happens, as well as I swear that people think that small business owners and small businesses are like I don't know, like a charitable, like what is it called? Let me find the word. They think that we are a non-profit charity, like boo boo gaga. Like, if you think that's what we are, don't bother small business owners. Like, it's funny when people be like, I will let you read my cards. I'm like, boo, I don't care. I'm not reading it for free. Like, if it's not a giveaway, if it's not things that I do here on lives, stop. And they get mad when small readers, small tarot readers, or even like small business owners or tarot readers say no to a service they never ever provided. It's like they feel offended when we should be offended when you are coming to our business expecting free stuff. And I think that's the funniest thing ever. When I started my YouTube channel and whatnot, and I edit my stuff and I do my own spin, because it's always been me. People messaging me thinking that I need to tell them how I edit. Like, tell me how you do it. Tell me like that. What is your secret? How do you come with the ideas? Or like, no. Like, I worked hard for that, and people like reached out to me like that. They don't even say hi, they just want to know. And I'm like, no, literally, like, I hold no nothing. I'd be like, no, period. Like it's so cray that people just come to you for no reason. And you guys know that I have a website for personal readings, and I got a policy. When people come to me, read the policy and tell me I'm not gonna follow it, I'm like, you're not gonna get a reading with me. Like, bro, like, those are the things, that the craziest things, that people make an appointment, they read the policy, and they say, oh yeah, but I'm gonna do it my way. Like, who told you that's how it's run? Like, it's things that as a tarot reader, I've been shook. Also, when I give a reading and I tell somebody like, oh, don't do this, don't do that, because this and that could happen, right? Because everybody lives in the butterfly effect, right? And I break it down perfectly, and people still do it, and then they feel bad and feel mad that I'm right. I told you not to do it. Another thing is, like, when people feel like I work 24/7, that I don't take a shower, that I don't take a poop, that I don't eat, that, like, they text me sometimes, and when I don't reply, I get multiple messages insulting me because I did not reply, when half of the time that happens when they message me at midnight. Like, I have a working schedule, right? And after that, I'm doing my own thing like every person, because I'm done working. And they get mad and they just text me insulting things. And I'm like, okay, like, I'm not going to take you like that, because I do not breathe and live tarot. Like literally people think that I woke up attached to this. Some people do. And these are people that most likely never follow me, or at least they never got a reading with me, and they just talk to me like I am a random person. Like, how are you going to request a tarot reader to read for you when you are just rude because you can't respect their working hours, and because you want what you want even if we don't offer it, or we say no, or we tell you we don't have spots for you because it's completely taken? And I get insulted so badly, and then people be like, oh, you're too much. No, boo. People who are like that are too much, and they're lucky that I don't show all the disrespect, because you know what? I'm better than that. But I do talk about it because it does happen, and people feel sometimes that I get this attitude out of nowhere. Like, yeah, I was born bitchy and bossy because I was a CEO since day one, boo boo gaga. But I am not mean to people who are not mean to me. You know, and it's cray when I get those kind of responses. Like back in the day, I used to close for personal readings for a month or so because I didn't have a system, and it was very hard to keep track of a lot of things when you do it, you know, by hand. But it was very hard. And I will close because my mind will be so freaking full. Like I was like about to throw up because I was so stressed. And even though that, you know, I'm very open about like the sales when I'm closed, when I'm open, like I preach it everywhere. And people will like, are you open? I want a reading today. Do you do an emergency readings? And I'm like, oh, you know, I'm sorry, no, I'm close. And I will show you the post. And when I post it, in case that they think I was lying, because I always think people think I'm lying just because, I don't know, I'm just like that. I overthink sometimes. And they'd be like, yeah, I don't care. I want a reading today. I'm like, well, I'm sorry, I'm not doing it. And sometimes I will have to block them, or they'd be like, oh, I'm going to go with this person or that person. Like, go for it, boo boo gaga. Because I never said I don't want to give it to you. I'm saying like, I'm close. And this happened like years ago. Now I have a system. It's easier for me to keep track of what I do. The same way when I get people who want readings with me and they give me a fake phone number, a fake email, or they don't reply, and then when I cancel, because you know I have people who happens to tell me, hey, if you have a cancellation or if they don't get back to you within time, I want that spot. And these are people who have taken readings with me, and they're very quick with the policy. And whenever I try to reach out to the people, because I want to reach to everybody, but if you don't get back to me, there's nothing I can do. So I cancel, and they, after I cancel, an hour later they get mad at me because I cancel, even though they have a time limit in getting back to me and payment and all of it. And it's because, again, I don't open once a week, and people like my readings, and you know, and I cannot open every single day because I have YouTube and I have my son and I have a life. So I try my best, but it's cray the way people talk to me, and I'm assuming they talk like that to other tarot readers as well, is because people don't like sometimes that tarot reader put themselves first. People sometimes I've seen that they don't like when we take days off, when we get sick. When I had COVID, I was working here, and I was working with fever and all of that, and there was a point that I lost my voice for a whole week. And I had appointments, and I told some people, and they're like, perfect, yeah. And there was other people who were mad, like, how can I not give them the audio reading? And I tried to give them the audio, and my voice did not come out, like no voice. And they were like, oh my god, okay, like, people don't lie, tarot readers don't lie, especially somebody that you know, because I know there is people out there who are weird, but you can't put all of us in the same spectrum of it, you know? So it's very hard to be a tarot reader sometimes and a mother, because, you know, sometimes like my son gets sick, or school, and I gotta switch things up, you know? And that's why I did this job, because I wanted to be just myself and be able to work on a schedule that benefited my son and my son's need. As everybody know, he has autism, and he goes to special classes and the special things that we do in school for his education. And the open availability that I have being my own boss, I cannot have it anywhere else. And this is one of the reasons why I did it. And the universe blessed me, and you guys blessed me to allow me to do this. But as a tarot reader, sometimes I have to come, you know, and I fear when that happens, because I know I'm going to get a bad reaction. Not everybody, because most of my boo-boo gagas are amazing. But some people, like I said before, there's always one or two. And they gave me a very horrendous attitude, and I'm like, what do you want me to do when I'm a single mom and I have no village? Like, and that's the thing, sometimes people forget that's who I am as well. And when I do readings, most of you love when my son comes, you know, because you can hear his voice because he's playing or he says something, because now he speaks better, so you can hear his little beautiful voice. But sometimes people be like, oh, I don't want that, I want a silence. I'm like, I'm not an ASMR artist. The same thing happens sometimes on my videos. Like, you could hear a cartoon, you can hear the toys, you can hear him running around. I am not an ASMR artist, so silence is not going to be a thing, especially with a 4-year-old, and he has autism. Like I said before, he communicates differently at times. So this is something that I've always been open about, and sometimes I get these messages and emails and people because they don't want sounds. I am sorry, I cannot do nothing besides tell you maybe I'm not for you. I'm not saying, oh, I don't want people to follow me, but the thing is, like, I cannot change things that cannot be changed, and I'm not even embarrassed. I love my son, I love who he is. Like, it's very hard as a single mom to have a job. It's very hard, especially when you have no village like yourself. And people be like, well, you should be. If that is your opinion about it, you can suck it. Because again, at the end of the day, we are doing, single parents, we are doing what we're supposed to, and we are allowed to have a moment of saying things that happens to us. If you don't like it, cover your ears. Like, that's how it is, simple. But as a single parent, like, I do a lot, you know, and he has homework and all that, and sometimes, like I said before, I can't do what I'm asked, and sometimes, like, there's noises and background noises and people don't like it. But I'm not an ASMR artist. Like, I do an ASMR here and there as a joke because I know people get mad, and I love making people mad because I don't know, I think I'm a little evil. But at the end of the day, it's just that. Hold on. That's the story. I was like, what the heck is that? But either way, yeah, that's how it is. And sometimes people forget that. They feel sometimes that I just wake up with a tarot reading in my card. In my I don't know what I say. I meant to say a tarot card in my hand. that shit. I don't know why I say it like that. And I don't, guys, have my sock. I don't. And it's hard. And I get messages sometimes at 1 in the morning like, oh, can you read for me? Like, who does that? And it's like, as I said, I love my job, but a lot of things happen, and that's why some people don't want to be tarot readers. Sometimes people that I talk to that used to be creators, they change. They go like, oh, I can't do tarot, because it is not only time consuming, but it's quite difficult because sometimes people dehumanize you into just a tarot reader who has no life. And I am very open with scheduling. I'm very kind. I always talk to my boo boo gagas when they message me. We end up sometimes having conversation. I always go beyond to try to make your experience with a reading with me, I don't know, comfortable and fun. But there's things that I can do, especially when I explain my policy a million times and they don't seem to get it. Like, I have a limit of patience still. Like, I'm not going to repeat myself if you're going to continue to dodge it, you know? So that's one of the things that happens, as well as other tarot readers seeing you as a competition. And it's odd that other people see you as a competition, with each one of us bring our own spin to this community. And some people just don't like that, especially when you are, I notice like a lot of hate in between female tarot readers, like other tarot reader who happens to be a female. Not all of them, because I'm not gonna say every single one, but there is. And people be like, I've never seen that, because you're not the person targeted. Like, there's other people that I know that are creators who happen to have the same experience, and we talked about it, and we sometimes laugh about it because there's nothing you can do. You know, when somebody don't like you, they just don't like you. And I even have people coming to my Instagram and trying to tell me how to do my thing, and I'm like, go back to your community, because that's the community for you. You know, like, I am sarcastic witch, I have an attitude, most likely because I'm Puerto Rican and I had an attitude, or because I was born like this. You know, like I said, my daddy was always like that, and I got it from my daddy, I guess. So that's that, you know. But I am a very funny person, I am a very kind person, and I'm actually down to earth. And some people think of me very differently because that's how they view me, and they want to make that a fact. But an opinion about somebody that you don't know is not a fact. And unless you talk to me and if I have ever sound like bitchy, I'm sorry ish, because I like it, but I don't mean it to be in a disrespectful way. But I know my personality is not for everybody, so I understand if I'm not everybody's cup of tea, you know. But yeah, it's cray the things that you experience as a tarot reader, and most likely as a creator. Maybe it doesn't always have to be because of a tarot reading, but creators, but it is very intense. Of course, I love my Pupu Gagas, and they always back me up, especially when I do lives and we all laugh. We are very alike. But these are just funny things that I think as a tarot reader that could be cray sometimes. And I'm like, oh my goodness. But yeah, I don't regret my job. I love my job for many reasons. But there is things that I'm like shook, that I'm like, oh, this could be a good story time. I had one time a person making a reading and wanting a reading, and his GF talked to me. She thought I was something more, and I'm like, boo, no, I was doing my job. Like, ooh, no. But it's cray. And when people reach out to you just to so it happens to me, to like put me to test, and I see it on the cards and I tell them, and they're like, I'm like, I don't know what you want from me. Like, you have no issues. You just want to put me to test. And it's funny. And also, it's funny when I became a creator. You know, I met other creators and we friends. You know, online friends and whatnot. But it's kind of like different kind of like friendships. Like, there is creators that I'm very close with. There's creators that I'm just, you know, polite with. That we never message each other or never comment. Like, I have never received a comment or a like from them. Like, we're just like, you know, supporting. But it's cray how that kind of friendships are. Like, I never thought I was gonna be friends with creators. I never thought. Like, you've seen them and you're one of them now. You're like, oh. But I'm actually very happy for my job. I know. This is just who I am. Like, this is just like who I am and how I think. Like, I know, like, I project myself as like very like, but I am. But we keep in mind that that's just my persona online. But yeah, I'm also bitchy on person, so don't take that too far. Like, oh, she's super kind. I'm kind, but not super kind. Okay, I got my limits. But either way, yeah, that's just who I am. Another thing, I've been working out. I don't know if you can see. You can see nothing, it's fine. But I've been working out and I've been losing some weight. And the thing is, like, I don't diet because I was born to eat, okay? So I actually make everything at home, you know, healthier and all that. But I've been losing weight. Like, I was like, Kim Kardashian who? Like, J-Lo who? But yeah, I really like it. I really like it. I've been losing weight. Another thing, bro, being a working mom, being an influencer, all of that is so difficult because, bro, my days feel like they're gone by a blink. Like little blink. Like, your girl cooks, cleans, like everything. And my weekends when I record, I tend to do like doing laundry, cleaning, either or the morning, like the early morning before, or I end up doing it at super late at night. Like, one day, guys, I woke up like at 3 a.m. to clean my bathroom so I can actually be done like by 7, have breakfast, get ready, and sit down and do my job. Like, I was like, when I was like, you know, working at Target, I was like, oh my God, I'm gonna be a creator so I could have all the time in the world. Bro, I'll be working from dawn to dawn. I'm like, bro, like, I don't know why I thought. I was younger too, so most likely that, but I thought I was not gonna work anything. I was like, oh, it's gonna be one video. Like, girl, there's 12 zodiac signs, girl. Like, why do you think that you were gonna do just one video? But those are things that I'm like coming to terms with. Well, I've been coming to terms with for a long time, but I thought it was gonna be just like one video a week. Like, if you're thinking you're gonna work less, you're gonna work, and you have no days off, because if you have days off, you don't get paid. Ooh, shortage. But either way, yeah, it's things that I never thought about it as a tarot reader too. Like. I've been like sitting here, my nalga sometimes get numb because when I do personal readings, like, I'll be here for hours and I'll be there from like, you know, I sometimes my schedule starts at 9. but I sometimes try to do it earlier if I could, right? But don't always work. But I be from 9 to like 3 sitting here. Yeah, I go to the bathroom. Of course, I give my son snacks because I have my lunch time, which is it's non-negotiable negotiable, because it's my lunch time and my son's lunch time. And in between readings, I give him snacks and whatnot. So I'm always doing something, but my nagas are numb, and I'm like so exhausted by the end of the day. But then at night, like at 6, 7, I gotta work out. Like, girl, why is it that I can't lose weight by wishing upon a star? Like, why do I have to work out? And then I said that to my friend, and girl, you gotta be careful with my mouth, because I said that one day and the next day I woke up with vomiting and with diarrhea. Girl, I was like, no, this is not what I want. But yeah, I was like, girl, but I know it's like a random video. I just thought this was funny, and I've been thinking about this. Well, you know, when I do my makeup, I do my fake makeup tutorials. Honestly, TikTok told me that that was a sign of mental illness, and I was like, okay. But either way, yeah. But no, I want to say thank you, everybody. I know this was random. I hope you laughed. Yeah, that's some of the things that I experienced that I thought was funny, that I was like, I never thought about it, you know. But if you're thinking about being a creator, go for it, you know, go for it. But it's a lot of work, like a lot of hours, especially if you are doing everything yourself. Like, I edit and I do everything, so it's quite difficult, especially if you have other things, like, you know, a kid, a normal life, another business. It's gonna be a little bit, but it's possible. It's fun. Like, honestly, I will never complain about this job being as hard as Target or any other job, especially doctors and all that. Like, I don't know what kind of influencer compares themselves to those kind of jobs. Like, you cannot compare this job to a chef, to a doctor, to none of that, because this is 10 times more simple, and of course it's simple compared to those. Yes, you get your own schedule. Yes, you know, like, it's not like going out. So everybody who complains about it being an influencer, it's not. I think it's just funny. Like, I was like naive on things, but yes, if you do work, if you actually want to get somewhere, you do work a lot, and that's why it's called work. Working from home, you know. But yeah, it's just like, if you think it's easier, like more time, it's not. Or maybe depends on what you decide to do. But what I do definitely feel like, yeah, it's easier on you. You don't have to like deal with a boss. You don't have to deal with those kind of schedules. But yeah, you do work. Like, for me, I work, besides the point, right? I'm random as hell. I work like Monday to Sunday sometimes, and sometimes I work Tuesday to Saturday. It depends. But I always do like short videos, like not short videos, but like, you know, short days. Sometimes like I'll be from 9 to 2, you know, so it's not horrendous, but I'll be doing it sometimes 6 to 7 days a week, just to make sure. And some weeks I work less because I made more content. And yeah, you know, it's just like working your schedule. The beautiful thing, you're able to do whatever you want. You always can work from anywhere in the world. So those are the things that I feel is amazing. But yeah, I thought your girl thought I was gonna be working one day, like, lazy what? Like, I was like, so I do work a lot. But anyways, I hope you guys have an amazing day. I don't know, have an amazing day. If you haven't checked out my channel and this is the first video you come across, I'm sorry. anyways, check it out. If you haven't followed me on my Instagram, go ahead. I show you all my socials. Go ahead and follow me. Every Sunday I try to make a live. I also have a membership. I need to work on the members live. Is going to be up next week, because this week I had school with my son for the back to school for next year, and other things for his autism and all that. But next week, if I'm healthy and everything goes how I plan it, I'm going to definitely make a video, a live for my members. And I'll also work on doing a live this Sunday for my normal members. I'm yet working on which kind of live. Also, we got moderators. So you want to be a moderator, you want to be hopping in there, because we lit. But anyways, guys, have an amazing day. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Don't forget to like this video. And if you haven't followed me on Instagram, what you waiting for? Do it. So, hi, bye.